All right, so this video is if you are having trouble with the order of operations homework that you've been assigned. So this is the sheet here. So we're just going to go over a couple problems together and hope that kind of clears up any problems that you have. So remember, order of operations is our PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And all it means is the order in which you solve. So you're always going to solve your parentheses first. So anything inside your parentheses, you're going to solve first. Then you're going to solve your exponents. So those are those little numbers at the top, so a little squared or something like squared or cubed or something like that. Then multiplication and division actually happen at the same time as you read the problem left to right. And then same with addition and subtraction. And so we'll look at some examples that involve that here. So if we look at number 1, we check, are there any parentheses? No, so that means we can move on to exponents. So we have an exponent here. So that's what we're going to do first. That means we're going to copy down everything that we see, and then we're just going to solve this exponent. So 6 squared means 6 times 6, which is 36, and then I bring everything else down. So all I did was solve that exponent. So now I finished exponent, so I'm going to do multiplication and division from left to right. So as I start on the left side of my problem, the first thing I see is multiplication. So I'm going to do that first. 4 times 7 is 28, and then I'm just going to copy everything else down. So now I want to make sure that I've done all my multiplication and division. So when I go back looking left to right, I see that there's still some division that I need to do. So I'm going to bring down this 28 minus, and then 36 divided by 3 would give me 12. So then 28 minus 12 is my last step, and I get 16 as my answer. All right, so let's look at another problem. We can look at the one right below it. Actually, let's look at number 2. Number 2 is a good one because it has lots of things to look at. So remember, the first thing we do is parentheses. So this is inside parentheses right here. So I'm going to do that first. So 2 plus 11 would give me 13. And then I bring down my minus 6 squared divided by 9. So I did my parentheses first. So now I'm going to do my exponent. So my 6 squared. So then I have 13 minus 6 squared again means 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36 divided by 9. So I did my parentheses first, then I did my exponents. Now I'm looking for multiplication or division from left to right. So as I go from left to right in this problem, I see division right here. So that means 36 divided by 9 would give me 4. So then the last step is to solve 13 minus 4, which is 9. All right, let's look at a couple more problems. So let's do number 6. So again, I'm going to do parentheses first. So that would be 14 minus 12. So 14 minus 12 gives me 2. And I write this in parentheses again because when I have a number next to a parentheses, that means multiply. So when I simplified this, I'm multiplying 6 by whatever answer I got inside. So I'm multiplying 6 times 2. So we'll get back to that later. But that's why it's still in parentheses. This parentheses actually represents multiplication. So I could write it like that if I wanted to. So what I really have is 8 squared plus 6 times 2, if that's easier for you to see. So then I'm going to do my exponent next. So 8 times 8 would give me 64 plus 6 times 2. So then I'm going to bring that up here so I have more room. So then after this, I'm left with 64 plus 6 times 2. So I know I do multiplication before I would add. So I have 64 plus 12. And now I can add 64 plus 12, and I get 76. So we have to make sure that we have this addition first, but I don't want to add first. I have to do my multiplication. My order of operations says I have to multiply before I do any adding or subtracting. All right, let's look at one more together. So if I do number 7, I think this one's a good one to look at. So I'm going to do parentheses first. So I'm going to do this 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5 gives me 7, and then I'm going to leave that squared there because I haven't done anything with it yet. All I did was add the inside of my parentheses. Then minus 24 divided by 3 plus 1. So I did parentheses. Now I'm going to do exponent. So 7 squared means 7 times 7, which gives me 49 minus 24 divided by 3 plus 1. So I did parentheses, I did exponents. Now I'm looking for multiplication and division from left to right. So if I look, I'm not going to do subtraction yet. I've got to do division first. I don't have any multiplication, but the first thing I see left to right for multiplication and division is this division here. So I have 49 minus 24 divided by 3 would give me 8 plus 1. So now I have a subtraction and addition, but remember, we do this from left to right. So if I look on the left side, I'm doing this piece first. I'm subtracting 49 minus 8 first, and then adding 1 after that. So 49 minus 8 would give me 41, and then I add that 1 to it. So you do not always do addition first. You go from left to right. So 41, then now that I add 1, I would get 42 as my answer. All right, good. So there's a couple more to try on this page and then a couple on the back, plus a bonus question. So give those a try, and then if you have any questions, you can ask us on Monday during our remote class or